And when men are asking for revival, it's because they have died. Revival is an awakening. Revival is a resurrection. When you speak about revival, you speak about an awakening. When men have to awake from their slumber. And it's not an abnormal thing. Is that okay? It's not abnormal. Because Jesus Christ took his apostles to the place of prayer and all of them were sleeping. And I want to submit to you that you can never have a better father in the Lord than Jesus. But eventually you find yourself being mentored by someone. It's not the person's responsibility 100% for you to succeed in God. Why? Because your spiritual life is your responsibility. And because it is your responsibility, you must take up initiative and find out ways to be able to survive in this ecosystem. Do you realize that it's possible for you to give birth to a child, but you don't have the sole proprietorship to determine how the character, how the behavior, how the child become? Many of you, your parents control you so well, but now you are in school of nursing, so they don't even have the capacity to find out where you are. Even if there's a GPS they used to locate your location, they can't command anything. Because the last time your father checked where you are, it was long time ago. So now he has left you to God. Now they have already shared grace that let the will of God be done in your life. Because they can't be guaranteed. They can't monitor your life so calculative. I know there are some of you that are coming to school from home. So your parents feel that if you are coming to school from home, they can control you. The day of expiring is coming. Because they cannot control you forever. Do you realize that? One day you will be alone. And in the day you are alone, you now remember what I'm saying now. Because the days come when men have to be able to fight for themselves. A day will come when you have to take up responsibility. A day will come when you have to decide. When you are at home, they will tell you, it's time to bath. It's time to eat. It's time for breakfast. It's time for lunch. It's time for dinner. But you're going to come to a point where you have to do it yourself. Everything will be demanded that you be able to bear the burden yourself. In fact, a time will come in your life when you wake up, you won't see your father, you won't see your mother. I know your father told you love your mother. One day you wake up and discover they have died. It's not because they want to die, but because the time apportioned to them on earth has come to an end. So peradventure, your boasting is that I have a father, and my father is a senator. What I'm saying today, it doesn't concern you, because you are still a baby. You have to be able to understand our sonship authority, that all of us are sons of God, and yet again, Jesus is not on the earth now. He's on the earth now by faith, and we walk according to that order in faith. So you may be boasting that your father is the governor of Nasarawa State. His time is bound. One day he can wake up, it doesn't longer exist. If your advantage is that your father, you wake up one day and discover you are dead. As the father is dead, then you need a revival. Because many of us have hope in several things and it has failed us. And immediately it failed us, we now say, Kai, life is wicked, life is bad, I have given up. That point of I have given up, you now decide to backslide. You now say, I'm not doing again. Until the Lord begin to breathe upon you. When God begin to breathe upon you, you now see the need to be able to awaken. Why? Because at every point in time, everything you lay hold of, one day it will fail you. Your father, your mother, your auntie, your brother, one day you wake up and discover they were never a good example as they claim to be. At that day, you will now have to be able to focus on finding where the valve of divine life come from. How do you order your life? You wake up one day, discover that your friend that you have believed to be your best friend for 10 years was always lying to you. You just realize, and at that very moment your heart becomes broken. At that point, what you need is no longer a friend. You need a friend indeed. What you need is the Holy Ghost. And at that point where you need the Holy Ghost, at that point what you need is what we call revival, because the Holy Ghost comes to awaken. Jesus said, I will not leave you as orphan. When I go, I will send the Comforter. In the days of revival, men are no longer orphans. That is to let you understand the reason why we die spiritually is because we are orphans, because we have been given to ourselves, our jurisdictions, our disposition. So you may think all there is to life is nursing or midwifery, and after you graduate you are still confused, and you were the best student. One of my best students then in ABU Zaria, mechanical engineer, when he finished, he came to some of us that we are just anyhow, just go. He was asking, this life now, what does life entail? I said, we thought you are the one we are admiring. Anytime the result is out, you are the first who go to check. But now the matters of life have impacted upon your soul, and you now realize that you don't have the capacity to orchestrate your life the way you want. In fact, that guy went everywhere, applied everywhere, and yet again nobody gave him appointment. And we wonder, we thought just because society say if you have the best, you are looking fine, you are looking nice, everything should work well. You now realize the most finest ladies cannot find a guy to marry. and only the ugly ladies are married. You now realize the people that do qualify in themselves, there is nothing attached to their life. Everything they do still keep on failing. You now realize that it's another economy. If things are failing in your life at a certain area, it means that the thing is dead. You need what is called a revival. Because until the thing is awakened, it cannot prosper. You must be able to realize that when it comes to the matter of this kingdom, until God becomes the center of your excellency, God will never see the need to prosper you. I have known many of the people that were part of your alma mater. Many of them love God desperately, and I knew what God has done to them in their lives. I knew. There are many of my mates that say, hey, we are in this school just to read. We are here just to read. The more they read, the more they failed. And they wonder why are they failing. Is because according to the blueprint of their ordination, they are the only last surviving strand in their family that God has hope on. And because God hope on it, and God put them within FCN, and his hope is that when they came here, they should be able to contact the fire of God, so that as they are going back to their family, they will take a revival there. But them, they forgot. They thought it's only about reading a book. So when they come, the more they read, the more they fail. What they did not understand is that they have neglected the reason and the purpose. Because the men of Israel know how to fight, and they also know how to keep their watch. Maybe God looked for your mother refused him and she escaped. He went for your father refused and escaped. He went for the elder sister, she refused and escaped. Right now she's doing NYC. You are the last one, and if you do not awake, devil will ruin your family. So God will say he will keep you here and frustrate you until you find a way to pray. So the day you begin to pray, things begin to work, not because you are qualified, but because your prayer unlocks things in the spirit. I want to submit to you that if you can hold on to God, nothing can fail in your life. No matter what the devil do, is temporal. Because many of us are a testimony that people that seek God and pursue him can never fail. And I'm not talking to you as one who does not have a hope in academia. No, I'm one of the best students in ABU Zaria. Best biochemistry. I'm doing PhD. Best. My research, I'm part of, we are only like 2 or 3 that are doing it in the entire of Nigeria. But I knew that my research is not sufficient enough to pioneer my life in this kingdom economy. And I knew that if the village gather together and do a conference on my head, and they enter one shrine and do their leg like this, I may not survive, although I'm the best student in Zaria. And because I knew that there is a place where power is commanded, I will not live my life in decadence. I will not depend upon my beauty. I won't depend upon my 6 packs. I won't feel that I'm the happening guy in FCN. No. You must be able to understand that there is an altar that must back your life. And if there is none, you are the reason why I speak about a revival. A day has come when men has boasted in their flesh, boasted in the things they can get. When will men begin to take their lives seriously? When are we going to begin to awake and take the responsibility and the burden of God? God will not let you go. The reason why things may not be working in your life is because peradventure God looked upon your life and he knew that until you catch the fire of God, your family may perish. And some of you is because God has seen 10 years to come, 20 years to come. You are going to marry a man that he will frustrate you, that only prayer can deliver you. So God will build up your prayer life, awaken you to spirituality, so that in the days you are stand strong, you marry in that house, and there is occultic and witchcraft family. Everybody in that house is subject to one altar or the other, and as you enter there, you begin to live freely. And they wonder, why are the things that are affecting those families not affecting you? It's because you have awakened by a revival. Everybody has an altar in the family, but those that were revived actually break that altar. You can come to a point where you look upon the challenges in your family and scatter them, not because of anything. It was because you have awakened by a revival. The reason why God revived men is so that he can connect them to the ancient foundation of the blessing of Abraham. He said, I have called Abraham your father and Sarah your mother. I don't care whether you are Kuru, I don't care whether you are a god, I don't care which village you come from. I want to let you understand that there is a blessing upon Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But that blessing is upon only those that can awaken, those that can be revived, those that can enter into the covenant of this man. And the sincere truth, when you look at men like Bishop David Oyedepo, you think he doesn't have a curse in his family. Is that what they think? He has. but he has broken it. In fact, I realized all the, whether Canaan University, Covenant University, the church that they built, it was Bishop Oyedepo that is designing it. He's the architect himself. If a man like that is the architect of that kind of a structure, and yet again he's a pastor representing God, my sister, my brother, you cannot be best outside of the confines of God. I know you think you are the best, but a day will come when there will be a sieving, there will be a separation, and in the days of that separation, only those that know the Lord their God can be strong and they will do exploit. So when we speak about the need for you to mount up your guard and be able to take up a stature in the spirit, a posture of heart, so that in the days when darkness comes to your family, you can be able to stand.